night on The Great Discovery. This is a time that we do every Monday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Figure it out in wherever time zone you're in, where we can showcase some of the great new content. We've got fantastic, we've over 1,500 titles on The Great Discovery, more coming on every day, and a lot more coming on in the near future. And these are an opportunity to really get to know, if you're an affiliate, what's out there that you can promote. If you're a learner, what's out there that you can learn from. And if you're a creator, watch what they're doing so that you can figure out what you're going to do on your course spotlight. These are great things. Invite people to these course spotlights, share them, and so forth. So tonight we've got a fantastic session that's going to be by Denise Cambiotti. And Denise is going to be talking tonight. I'm not even going to try to mess up with you, what you've got going on here. But I can tell you one thing about Denise and her information. She's an expert in what she does. I've taken a look at her course and what she talks about with energetic healing and things like that. It is absolutely fabulous. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Denise, and take it away, Denise. It's all yours.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you, Tim, and the whole group at The Great Discovery for the work that you do and behind the scenes and promotion and all of that great stuff. I am absolutely passionate about supporting individuals and feeling better, and doing that with natural means. And here in Canada, we've rebranded the word specialized, or the phrase specialized kinesiology, energy kinesiology. Maybe some of you have heard of that. In Canada, we're calling it bioenergetic wellness. And that works out really well, because back in 2017, I started a company called Muscle Tuners, and we literally tune up muscles from the neck to the feet. We tune you up from top to bottom, right to left, front to back, so that your body operates beautifully. It works back more like your factory settings. And if you've had challenges with recovering from unexpected exercise, you go out in the spring and you start gardening and you go, ow, or you go to the gym and you're all ready to go and you start pounding on the weights. Well, you can get sore from that, or you can get discouraged that you're not getting ahead. And what if you're recovering from an injury? And I'm a poster girl for that. 3 years ago, almost to the day, I fractured just about everything you could break here in the upper left side of my body. And my doctors and my surgeon, my naturopath, and my chiropractors all said, you've recovered better than we expected. And I'm going, well, I've got a great team. I've got all these natural people online with me. And they're going, no, you've still recovered better than we expected. I'm going, and for my age, right? Because the surgeons all decide whether they're going to give you surgery or not, depending on your age. Because if you're not male and under 40, you probably don't need to lift your arm that much, do you? So I do know that the muscle tuner specialists that I was training at the time were also instrumental in supporting me in regaining my wellness, because they reconnected muscle after muscle group, my brain, to say, hey, go talk to that part of the body again. So I have felt what it feels like on that side of the treatment table compared to when I'm the one offering treatments. And everything I do using muscle testing is very gentle. It's not forceful. There's an old style where they used to try and yank your arm down, and that's not what we do. We only use about 2 pounds of pressure, because we're tuning into how your brain is talking to your body, and is your body listening to your brain and taking the messages. And often we have a hiccup because of stress, because of overuse, chronic, you've heard of overuse injuries like carpal tunnel syndrome and all that. But you can do that with different parts of your body. So really, my biggest message is to let people know that every muscle is connected to an internal inner organ, your stomach, your liver, your kidneys, all of that. They have mapped that muscles are connected to all your organs through the marvel of the meridian system from traditional Chinese acupuncture system. And you don't need to use any needles to wake up reflexes and acupuncture points that bring those muscles back on board after they've been stressed out. So that's like the message I want to get to people, that if you're not getting anywhere, let's say you go to the gym and you're doing the things and you're not really getting any stronger, it's because your brain and your body have blown a fuse. And knowing where that fuse is and going wiggle jiggle, literally, it's like often the reflexes like the width of my thumb, and you activate a point like that. Do that for 20 or 30 seconds, and you recheck a muscle, and it's back on board. It's not acting wimpy anymore. And we often don't know that we have imbalances in our body because you're strong enough to lift a bag of potatoes. But what you don't recognize is some muscles are not carrying their share of the load. And smaller other muscles that aren't supposed to be doing that movement are trying to help. And that's where you end up with injury. It's where you end up with pain, because the little guys start getting tired. It's like, hey, come back from your smoke break. I'm tired of doing all the work around here. Have you ever been on a workplace where somebody's kind of really taking long breaks and everybody else is trying to keep the factory running and it's just not working that great? People start to complain. So your body acts like that too. It's very quite simple, beautifully complex, and yet simple to interface and work with that. So I train a lot of wellness providers or people who want to become a wellness provider and don't know where to start. And my heart would absolutely sing if I got university students doing this instead of waiting tables in the summer. It'd be so satisfying, and they would be making ripples that make changes in people's lives. I wouldn't mind just running a couple of videos. So tonight I'm here because my very first course is the power of bioenergetic wellness and why it matters, how it matters. And it talks a little bit about what I just mentioned to you. And the first free course leads into 6 genius courses that are in pending state right now. And they all talk about how muscle tuning can improve digestion, how it improves athletic performance, how it supports injury prevention and injury recovery. So I have a number of different, how it's great for stress release. I just worked on them today, but my brain's the end of the day. Anyways, there's 6 of them in addition to the free course that explain a little bit more about my world. And I give practical tips in every single presentation that you can use. And I invite you to try them out on yourself. And you would go, wow, that really worked. Go share them with a friend. This kind of work needs to create those ripples I was talking about. And absolutely, my passion, like I said, is not helping, because that is like, I'm going to do the work for you. No, I'm about supporting people in feeling better and having the tools that they can use and do themselves. And that eventually will go through that funnel system. And I have a do-it-yourself program that will be, I'm in the process of getting online, which will be, a certain dollar value. If any of you are affiliates, then that's a place where you can make money in promoting that next workshop and the one beyond, which is the one where people can actually make huge changes in people's lives by working from head to foot in tuning up bodies. So I want to give you an experience as well tonight. But before I do that, let me just have a little shot of Tony. Tony had been studying with a physiotherapist before he found us. And he's so sweet. He surprised me one day with this background. And, oh, you know what? I better make sure I'm sharing with sound. There's that little tricky bit, isn't there? So stop share. Can I get feedback from everybody? Is this sounding okay so far?
So far, you're doing great.
Thank you.
Sounding great.
Okay.
You're doing great. Yes.
Yay.
I
Okay.
love it.
Here comes
During
Tony. Oops.
this time
Can
where
you hear him?
I'm
Can you hear
Yes,
him
we're
all
good.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So Tony was in an office hours coaching call with me, and I have them every week. And he was telling me about this event that he went to. He rents a stall at a farmer's market, and he was offering some free muscle tuning type of things. And he met a woman And he had quite an experience with her. And I've clipped this last 2 minutes of this because this is so profound. I want to show you and he was a beginner when he was doing this. So let me play it again. Here we go.
Doing different corrections for her. I look over at her husband, and on her husband's face is a look of desperation that once upon a time was me. In a previous relationship, I had a partner that would get migraines all the time, and I would have had the same helpless look on my face as that guy. And when I was doing like the frontal eminences, I brought him over and I showed him how he could do it for his wife to give her some relief when a headache is coming on, to prevent it from getting to a migraine. And so he was thankful, but it just kind of gave me chills that it was, because while I was doing it, I've looked over, I've seen the look on his face, and then it just, boom, the memory just come back as vivid as anything, that, whoa, that was me. So that was a very empowering moment, from knowledge that I never used to have that could have served me a long time ago, to having someone standing there going, I've got a migraine, and me with absolute certainty going, I know I can make a difference. Come and have a seat.
Okay, let's see if I can stop that. Where is it?
You're good. It's actually stopped. And
There we
it's
go.
off the screen. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, maybe not. Sorry, I'm not used to sharing on a Zoom a video I've got loaded up in YouTube like that. But what Tony's talking about there is one of the free techniques that I am offering in one of the Genius classes. And that one is called the emotional stress relief, whatever title I've given it. It's about draining emotional stress. And I love to share that with everybody. And I also really love to share this one. So I believe we have enough time. I've got enough time, right, Tim, if I take 3 minutes to do this?
Oh, absolutely. You're good to go.
Okay, fabulous. Let me share this, move the little black bar around and say play slideshow from current slide. So can you all see a little IKEA mannequin man?
Yes, we can.
Fabulous. So this technique is called power on your brain, because it literally lights up the brain, the right and left, the front, the back, the top, and the bottom of the brain to work in better harmony for greater concentration, greater focus. It's absolutely magical if you are a therapist of any kind, because how many people have gone in and said, this shoulder hurts, and they get all the therapy on this shoulder. But what if your wires are crossed? And the problem's really here, but the readout is showing here. And that's why some people don't get a lot of lasting therapy, because it feels good for a little while, but it's not really working on where the problem is. So power on your brain is about activating the point by the navel. This little red dot is the navel. You do not rub it. You're just going to place your hand on it. And this is just like turning on the power button on your computer before you start to type. You must have your hand on your navel, or otherwise all these little black dots I'm going to have you follow along with me and activate. It's just like activating a random acupuncture point, and they're good, but they're not going to be getting that communication pathways happening in the brain. So notice that just below the inner ends of your collarbones, if you feel there right now, we're not on the bone, but there's muscle there. We're going to be rubbing there in a few moments. And then under your nose and under your lower lip, there's acupoints there. And then where your tailbone connects to your sacrum, at the base of your spine, you got that triangular bone, the bottom of your pelvis. I'm pretty sure everybody knows more or less where their tailbone is. Don't rub on the tip of it. Rub, closer where it attaches to that main bone on your sacrum. And I'll tell you what's happening as we go ahead and do that. But before that, will you please take a measurement of any discomfort you currently have? 0, is there's no pain. 10 is you have a lot. And it can either be pain or it can be discomfort. So just tune in. If you have it, where is it? Lower back and the hips, the leg, the shoulder, the neck. Just make a note of that. And also take a quick measurement of where your vitality is. 0 is you can't fall out of bed if you tried, and 10, you could climb mountains. Where is your vitality right now on a scale of 0 to 10? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is very, very simple. I'm going to stand up to show you. I'm going to hold my navel. And let me just move this so I'm not looking too far down at you here. The power of the laptop. Hand on the navel, 2 fingers on one side, a thumb on the other, just below the inner ends of those collarbones, on either side of your breastbone or your sternum. And do you see how I just give that a rubby-dubby like that? And we're breathing. So notice that you've got 1 point on the right, 1 point on the left. This literally is connecting your right creative brain with your left logical brain to help you solve challenges. It helps you figure things out and get through your stress. It's really great to switch hands. You don't have to. So if it's inconvenient for some reason, you don't have to. But we want to rub those for a total of about 20 seconds. And remember to take a deep breath. Great. Now, these are master acupuncture points that do much more than the brain, as I mentioned. They do a lot for the body and the brain-body connections. The next point, as I mentioned on the diagram, is take 2 fingers like this under your nose and your thumb just below your lip. And we're going to just rub side to side. Your brain's going, what is going on here? It's feeling the stimulation of the acupressure point, and you do not need needles. And just remember to breathe. And let's switch hands. Notice these points are stacked one on top of the other. And this means messages going from your brain stem or getting to the top part of your brain, and the top cortical thinking part of your brain is able to get messages to your brain stem. And that's important. Your brain stem runs your breathing, your heart rate, your digestion, all kinds of subconscious, unconscious things are just automatically happening. Thousands of things are happening every second in your body. And this helps them work better, more easily, more naturally, more effectively. Now, hand here and on the near tailbone. Going to give that a little rubby-dubby just like that. We're going to breathe. And if you're noticing, we have a hand on the front of the body. We're activating a point on the back of the body. So can you guess how we're encouraging messages to run in the brain now? Anybody want to squeak out loud? What direction are the messages going now? Oh, you're all muted.
I can tell my brain is on the right side and left side. It's just like pinging. So
Yay. Okay, so we just woke up where you solve problems in your forebrain to your dinosaur brain back here, where a lot of people, when you're stressed out, you go into back brain thinking and you don't have access to all your brain functions. I can guarantee you, you absolutely don't. And I have a story to share. Is when my kids were really young and I used to drop them off at elementary school. The teachers found out I do this stuff and they said, will you come into my class? Like, I would like my kids to learn better and focus and concentrate and all this stuff. And so I was doing simple activities just like this. And then one day my sister-in-law says, hey, let's take the kids out ice skating. And I hadn't been ice skating in about 15 years, pull down my skates, take the kids off to the skating rink. And I'm all laced up with my sister-in-law and I'm skating along and not really thinking anything of it and getting to the end. And I'm, if any of, I don't know where you're all at the world, but here in Canada, you're supposed to be born knowing how to skate. It wasn't easy for me. Anyways, here I'm talking and skating and getting to the end of the ice rink, and you do foot over foot over foot over foot until you start skating straight again. And we did that all hour. And I get home and I said, gee, thanks for sharpening my skates, honey, because I was skating really easily. And he says, I haven't touched your skates in forever. Like never, really. And that's where I really realized, even though I think I'm a pretty coordinated person, it really made a difference to my physical coordination. And I can tell you, if you do that for an athlete, it's very, very powerful. Anything they can do to be a little bit more coordinated, shave some time off their competitive scores, it's really, really important. So that's basically my presentation. I could show another video of a runner, but I can just tell you, I tuned up all her body top to bottom, and she went for a run. And it wasn't until after we did the post-production on it that we found out she went for 6 miles instead of her usual 5. Her time was better, mile over mile over mile. Her time was better than usual. She was a long distance runner, kept track of all that stuff. Her knees were not aching like they were before. Her shoulders were relaxed. She had good breath. And she just said, I felt so good. I ran an extra mile. So we get comments like that when we work with people. I just saw a fellow, he's going off on a holiday, and he bent over to pick something up off the ground, and he had one of those moments like, eh, and almost needed to be helped home. Anybody know what that feels like? A few smiles, a few waves in the room. That's right. Well, it's not that terribly comfortable. So he came in and he responded really well in the first. He said, I just, because I'm going on this really important big trip to Europe, I want to book another appointment. So on the second appointment, he comes walking in. He looks pretty good, tuned up a few more things. He says, I just really want to make sure, because I haven't been on a holiday in 15 years. So he came in for a third appointment, and it was just like touch up here, touch up there. It was not a big deal at all. And he left really feeling confident that he was going to be able to climb up the hills. The town he's at is built on the side of a sea. There's going to be a lot of walking up hills. And I just love having people feel confident in their bodies. And this guy, he comes in maybe 2 or 3 times a year. He usually comes in for 1 tune-up, and it's good to go. He notices the difference at work. He noticed it in the daily life. He doesn't fall over when he walks the dog, because he was doing that a year or so ago. That was kind of embarrassing. So that's it. I'm not going to keep blathering on, other than just, can you see my passion and why I need to get this kind of information out in the world? It's a literal need. My husband looks at me, he says, when are you going to retire? And I'm going, never, absolutely never. So if we have time for question and answer or whatever, this is my first time to be in the room with a spotlight. So let me know what's next. Blathering on, other than just.
Well, yeah, let's see if we can get some questions and answers before we do that, though. So it sounds like, if I heard you right, you've got got a free course in Genius Club courses. Now, I'm assuming that you're moving up and you've got some premium and probably some live coaching and things that you're doing, right?
Yes, absolutely. The premium
we-
course is in pending, well, not in pending mode. It's in draft mode right now.
Okay, so then you're probably going to get a channel up, and do you do actual live sessions with people and things like
I
that?
absolutely do. So the way the funnel is built after the Genius courses, if people, or whenever they're ready, I have a 1 hour a week over 6 weeks where people get to learn this, ask their questions, get coached with, whatever their challenges, whoever shows up in the room. I say, these are techniques, and this is when you would want to apply them. And I teach them by the end of the 6th week how to ask your body, which of these do I need? So that is one of the live guided programs I'm doing, as well as I have others that just need to get out of my head and into the platform. But
Right.
yeah, absolutely. The live coaching is where I thrive in watching people's eyes light up when they go, wow, oh, Etienne was hilarious. I've got to show you Etienne if I can find his video, but I'll go ahead and ask some questions.
Okay, one last question before we'll jump up to Gregory. I'm assuming that you're going to be setting up a channel pretty soon, so you'll be able to you have, for example, if you've got a 1 hour session that people can buy, or a 3 hour, 6-month contract, or things like that. Do you have anything like that coming up?
I need you to define what a channel is, please.
Okay. A channel is where, for example, let's say that you're doing live sessions, you do it through your channel, then you might have your call to action can be a course or a premium course, or you might have a 6-month coaching contract or a private consultation on an hourly basis, anything else. And it's right there, but it's also available in 41 languages in real time. So, you being in Canada, you have a good portion of people speak French, other places are Spanish. But you could go out around the world. I imagine people hurt everywhere, hurt people hurt. So I don't think it knows any cultural differences. When you're hurting, it hurts, right? So
Absolutely. We've got customers now in 9 countries.
let's get together. I would suggest that you watch one of the channel trainings that
Okay.
Anna does. Just fabulous. It'll be a huge value. You'll be perfect for it, because I saw everybody interacting here, and because everyone, at least in my age, the older I get, the older I get, so yeah.
Oh, I cannot believe. Can everybody take a moment to tune into their vitality? Now, we didn't do very much, but how's your vitality compared to the first time I asked you to measure it? We have ups. Thank you, Debbie. I see Debbie in the room cheering me on. Yeah, thank you there, Coach. How is any discomfort you have? Has the discomfort reduced? And if you, when I get talking, I don't watch the chat, but if it made a difference for you, would you please make a note for me in the chat so I can keep track of that? Thank you. Okay, so Gregory, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the information that you shared. In the last year, I have had vertigo like 5 times, and someone suggested that I go to a chiropractor and because my body's out of line. So, with what you're teaching, would that also assist me in getting my body back in alignment if that's even part of my vertigo?
Okay, so I can't give medical advice at all because that's
Okay.
outside my scope of practice. I've experienced vertigo. I had a pharmacist suggest I take high dose vitamin C, the kind that flushes and makes you feel like you're having an allergic reaction, because that will take down the inflammation of the ears. However, when you have things that are out of alignment in your ears, there's things you can look at on the internet. Well, there's one thing called the Epley maneuver that can be very helpful. It's very nice to have somebody nearby in case you need help during the event. But there is one technique on our channel that I give free tips, and it's called the upper shoulder and neck release tip. And in my website, muscletuners.ca, the free tips section, that resets all kinds of receptors in your neck that tell your brain where you are in space. And that it's a technique that literally is pulling on the ears in a specific way. And it might reset the pathways in messages that are coming into the brain, the postural and dynamic reflexes that'll tell your brain, hey, your eyes are on straight. I know right now you're thinking your world's kind of crooked and your brain does this to bring it into line. So get those things in your neck, and a chiropractic can help with that. But sometimes it's a muscular thing, and sometimes it's this thing with the ears that it's all connected. The ears connect to every part of the body. Did that help you, Gregory?
It sure did. Thank you so much for the information.
You're very welcome. And reach out by text or email or however we connect on this channel. I'm Denise at muscletuners.fit. And happy to interact with anybody after the event. Okay, hi Debbie, I see your smiling face.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that I am a runner, a half marathon runner, and Denise helped me when I was training for my last half marathon, and showed me what to do, in case I got tight during the run. So I got to say that it really was helpful, before, a little bit during and after. And she also showed me a way to work with my ears to get more range of motion of my neck as well.
Absolutely. That one's kind of a twofer or threefer activity. Everybody heard of a twofer? It can help with kids, hearing, remembering what you hear, helps with the turning. It helps again with your centering dimension, as I was mentioning to
Helps to
Gregory.
equalize ears too.
Oh, I haven't heard that one yet.
My ears, because I'll be driving somewhere with elevation and it just won't quit. I'm doing it and I'm like, oh, my ear cleared.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, is anybody else have any questions for Denise tonight? I know we just came out of a marketing thing where we talked about promoting free courses. I can't think of a better free course than to promote with than what Denise has up right now. How many of you are going to promote her course and take it yourself? I'm in. I'm going to do that. Get her course out there. Go out and share it and remember, everybody's coded to you. She's good. She picks up a new customer. And so do you when you're out and actually sharing content. So that's an important fact. It looks like Dr. Janet Moss. Hi, Dr. Jen.
There, I'm unmuted. I was wondering if in your I love the tune-up idea. I mean, I think of cars and tune-ups. But I was wondering if you have thought a lot about circulation in the tune-up of the muscles. Is there something in your courses that addresses circulation? Because the circulation is really, really important, especially from the waist down as you get older, and that's my one question. Then the other question is, have you ever experienced somebody that has, because of this circulation, that has that itches all over, could itch, around the lymph, underneath the arms or back, itches, or even down waist down on the buttocks? Have you experienced that kind of thing?
So no, I have not experienced working with clients with that kind of challenge. And little bit different. But when you ask about circulation, so another thing is muscle tuning is absolutely precious for aging adults. Adults who want to age with grace and they want to feel secure and confident and not falling over, because tuning up their walking muscles and how their whole body coordinates, very important. Also, what's really important is working with the lymphatic systems of the body and the blood circulation of the body. Many of our corrections actually address whether that muscle is stressed because it's been injured or whether it's just not getting enough blood circulation.
Mm-hmm.
And that can open up. And there are research done by osteopathic physicians who have proven with radioactive dye and full body fluoroscopes that yes, indeed, the reflexes that we activate are increasing the flow of lymph or increasing the flow of blood circulation, as well as the studies that have been done by researchers in the Orient who have shown that with radioactive dye as well, that when you activate specific acupuncture points, that it is releasing blocks. And you can see the radioactive tracer go through the body, just like those acupuncture maps show that those pathways run. So it's very much based on science. It's very much muscle tunings for every body. I think the youngest people I work with directly is 4 and 5 years old sometimes, but I work with a lot of elementary, middle school kids, secondary school kids, and I work with people all the way up to their 80s and 90s. If they can get in and get on my massage table, which I lower for them if necessary, we can do a lot. If they can't get on the table, I work with them sitting in a chair. I work with them in wheelchairs. I actually have a specialist who is in a wheelchair, or she was. When she started learning, she was in a wheelchair and she was offering muscle tuning to people very effectively. She passed her test with flying colors. So I don't know if I answered your question, but yes, there are ways to enhance the flow of fluids in the body by using muscle tuning, by putting specific muscles online and saying, hey, how are you going with this, that, and the other thing? And activating the reflexes that will wake that up. Of course, it's something that's been long-standing. You may need to be persistent and have, pretty regular applications. And this is where in the Tune Up Your Nervous System little program I'm going to be running as a premier program, that one, we teach people how to do that for themselves. They don't have to go anywhere. They learn how to do it all for themselves at home. And if they can't reach some zones, they just ask a friend for help.
Okay, looks like we have one more question from Dr. Herbert Harris. Hi, Dr. Harris.
Denise, I loved your class, and it would just as I was watching you do some of the movements, would understanding your acupuncture meridians help you in directing exactly where to touch?
Yes, having some awareness of the acupuncture meridian system is always helpful. Having intention, having awareness, it's important in healing. The thing is, just follow the recipe and magic will happen. And so I didn't have to tell you these were kidney 27s and that they have this function in Chinese acupuncture, nothing at all. So did I answer your question that yes, if you have some knowledge, it enhances. However, you don't have to have any prior knowledge at all. And I've stunned quite a few acupuncture students who've been my students who are going, wow, you make it so easy to work with the acupuncture system. And I'm going, I'm just reformatted, repackaged some of the information that I've learned. And I tell people this is not, this or that is not my technique. It came from this or that person, came from this author. And some of the things that I've come up with that are proprietary is also working with clearing emotional stress from the nervous system with no talk. And it is using the power of the acupuncture system by touching certain points and certain combinations and letting the stress out that's been stuck there for a long time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to refresh and reflect and employ.
Thank you. Enjoy this technique. And teach it to others. It's very powerful.
Yes.
You put your email address in the chat, Denise?
Sure. How about I do that?
Okay, thank you.
And while Denise is doing that, you know, one of the lessons I learned long ago was very simple. Learning without doing is just like mental masturbation. You're not going to get very far, and it's not a whole lot of fun, right? And so one of the things that I would really suggest that we do is we just went through a session. I'm going to show everybody here, one, how to access and find Clara's course if you're brand new to this platform. Take the course yourself, check it out, but also how to promote it. And we're going to do a quick screen share on that right now. So we're going to go right up here to the greatdiscovery.com website. And make sure you're on yours and make sure you're logged out when you're sharing. So when you go up there, you could search for anything up here. We're going to search for
BioEnergetic Wellness. It's the second one there.
There's her course. It's right on it. So as long as you're sharing it from your site or accessing it from your site, you can click there to access. If you want to get it yourself, you know, you can see exactly how to get that up and going. And we're going to when we've got that course, you can also Denise, I don't know if you knew this, but you can pre-translate your trailer and all your content by opening up that trailer and just adding another language. Right now it's in English. Let's say we turn it into Canadian, eh?
How about the Canadian French, eh?
We'll go to French Canada and we'll put it into there. We'll put it into Spanish as well.
Oh, this will be fun. We can do more than one at a time.
Yeah, we can do 3 at a time, actually. And so we'll go for Spanish and you can pick any other ones. So it'd take a minute to be able to translate it. But while you're on there, if each of you find that on your page, one, you can get it for yourself. It's a free course. You can just grab it, click there to access. Oh, but while that page is open, I'm going to go and share this on Facebook, just like I did before. And you can go and click on your Facebook feed. It's going to open right up. That course is available in Facebook. Drop your information and she gets a new patient or customer service person you can work with.
Client, yep.
New affiliate, a new customer in your network as well. Very easy to do. I also remember that, Clara, you had a question on how you share that link. When you've got this page open, Clara, just go copy the address line right up here. There's your link directly to the course. That's method one. Member two is you can go over here and click on this little copy link button that will copy it. And then you can just go share it just about anywhere. And when you're sharing it from your page, you get credit for it. So I hope that was helpful. And thank you so much, Denise, for doing a great job. I'm excited about this. I know, Sandra, you're going to want to share this with your mom and dad right away, right?
Oh yeah, I already have enrolled in it, so I'm all about wellness and working out and keeping my body. Denise, also take a holistic body approach. I lift weights, I do cardio, I do resistance, free weights, I do plyos, I do, but it's for me, I have to train my whole body, and that keeps my mind much more fit. If I'm not training, my mind goes downhill. And so it's for me, it's for years I've trained like that. So I do a lot of different stuff, yoga, Pilates, MMX. It's just a holistic thing for me. So this is kind of just the piece that will cement it all together. So I think I'm really excited about doing it. I've done a lot of acupuncture in my life. So it's like, this excites me if I don't have to actually go have somebody put pins in me. So
But you know how I keep so fit and trim? I just watch Sandra do all that. It just wears me out.
Watches me.
I burn lots of calories.
He says, let's go work out. I go down to the gym and work out, and he sits on the couch and watches.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. Good grief. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Denise, for your session. I'm going to be promoting your course. I'm going to be taking it too, and we're going to be sharing it far and wide. Thanks for coming on. This replay will be up in your video archive. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, affiliate night. We got some very special info, and let's build this thing. There's a lot of value. How many people can be blessed by learning what you just learned here tonight in this session? And you now know how to get that word out. By empowering people, you're empowering yourself with more money and just a good feeling of helping other people. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Denise. Everybody have a great night.